Okay, hopefully the microphone is on. What's up, everyone? This is Randall Game Guy, and this is another Randall Game vlog for you guys today. And before we begin, I hope everyone's staying safe outside and enjoying the holidays, face mask, social distance, and all those good things. And with that being said, let us begin. Today, I'll be showcasing you guys with a game that has been near and dear to my heart, and it's called Dead Frontier. It's you can search for it in Google. It's one of the few remaining zombie games that have stayed true to its word of being a post-apocalyptic nightmare MMORPG that you have to loot everything that you're with that you want to use, and also if you want to survive, you have to do a couple of things which I'll be tackling in this video. So, first things first, I want to share with you guys the first thing, which is to select your character. When it comes to character selection, I highly recommend that you go with athlete. There are multiple character uh, character roles that you can choose, but athlete is the best bet that you can do because it has a bonus of uh, plus 25 agility points, which I'll be covering later on also maybe in another video. But with that being said, let's just continue on with the video, and hopefully we don't get killed like last time. So in this video, I'll be covering the first section of um, with okay. I thought there was a boss. There's a lots of bad things here. So since we're in the black zone, there's actually several zones here. Uh, being some of them being blue, green, uh, orange, yellow, red, and white, and black zone, which is where we are at the moment. In each zone, you will be encountering a number of infected, from seemingly harmless, from the regular infected to the fat infected, to the ridiculously overpowered zombies that I'm trying to avoid from fighting as much as possible. Okay, I am fighting them constantly, but yeah, since I died in the previous video, I'm hoping that our expedition here will not be encountering any sidetracks, since this expedition is very expensive. I'm hoping that I can cover my near nearly 2 million in-game credit loss with the loot that I'm going to get from this expedition. But I'm hoping also that I can get a level up and show you guys the boss fights here in this in this area of the game. With that said, so as of right now, I want to cover the character selection, your jobs, and there's actually a limited uh, selection of character designs that you can choose, and the stats that you will have to go over in order to ensure uh, that your character will not have a stat spread, or uh, getting to use one of the most powerful weapons in the game during your early phase. Ooh, right there. So, in this game, there are several sections here that you have to be careful when choosing out your build path, like strain, endurance, agility, uh, reload time, uh, accuracy, critical chance, and the like. So, uh, for for me at least, there's actually a lot of veterans in this game that you can actually you can never go wrong with critical and reload. If you go with critical, make make sure that your weapon is a very high crit chance weapon, like a sniper rifle, like what I'm using right now, the Hailstorm. So, with the Hailstorm, I can actually do uh, critical hits per shot. Well, since this is a burst fire, it really it can do a ridiculous amount of damage. I'll show you guys in a bit. While critical is well and good, and if you saw the yellow indication here, that's actually the critical chance. While if you saw the gray ones, that's actually uh, the regular damage chance. And the red one here, this mainly applies for those that have armor or carapace in the zombies perspective. That's actually the indications of your damage output uh, per hit. So while critical is very good, there are certain guns in this game that do not sadly have critical chance, but have high high reload chance, like the shotgun. There are certain shotguns that have a very high reload time. So the faster you reload, the better. Ooh, the Dachi, master crafted. That's nice. So while your crit chance is very high and your reload is also high, that's actually pretty good in certain scenarios. For me, when I'm using this build in particular, the reload is a second, while I prefer having my accuracy at maximum so I don't miss any of my shots. And I also took the liberty of adding some points to my favorite weapons. Not just the rifle, because it comes in very handy when clearing out aggro. Uh, I also took the chance of increasing my strength to equip the much heavier armors. Since the Tatakao reactive can tank multiple hits in the black zone, uh, it can only cover a certain amount of hits before breaking. That's why in this game you either have there's one of two ways for you to get better armor. One is to loot them, like what I'm doing right now. If you saw me earlier getting the master crafted, then yes, that's the one of the ways that you can get your equipment. But it is on a case-to-case basis, and there's no guarantee that you will be getting the armor or the weapon that you would like. So it's really up to chance, and you have to be very lucky on that regard. One, uh, if you are that lucky to get the weapon that you like to use, I would recommend also investing some points on endurance, at least once you have the equipment that you want to use. Once that's readily available, you can go ahead and grind and or loot. For me, in this game, when I started out, I really had no idea how to go by. So what I did here is, back in the day, I researched more on how to play the game, at least on my own. It took me several years, a lot of trial and errors, but I managed to get everything I need. If you are willing enough to invest in this game, go for it. There's actually, if you're in the Philippines like I am, you can actually pay for a subscription that costs around 450. But I am not saying that you should spend money in this game. I'm only saying if you like a game or if you like the developer, then you can actually support them by uh, purchasing some of their content to ensure that the game is alive and thriving. There are not a lot of games that offer a lot of fun like Dead Frontier that have lasted this long into the into this day and age, since 2020 is now more on portables like, for example, the Nintendo Switch, cell phones, tablets, and the like. It is very I am very happy that this game is still alive up until today. I can go back to this game anytime I want to, uh, or if I feel like walking down memory lane. Back when I was in my high school years, I think that was around 2008. That this was a, oh my god, I dodged that. Oh, so going back. Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack. How did I not get hit? So, going back, when I was in high school, I believe, or I think I was in late elementary. I I actually saw this name while I was playing another game called Dark Orbit, but don't think that game is alive anymore. Rest in peace, Dark Orbit. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. I'm not going back to that game anymore. But more to the point, while I was looking through their Wikipedia, or more or less some advertisements about this game in particular, I mean about the Dark Orbit, to learn more on how I need to progress. I actually found this game by accident and it caught my eye. But at the time, I really did not, I ignored it at least until Congregate, I believe, came into play. So, back when I was still in my high school days, I played a lot of Flash games. I didn't have a good laptop at the time or computer. Well, mostly computer. But, yeah, I played a lot of Flash games at the time. And I saw actually a game called Dead Frontier Night 1, Night 2, and a survival simulator. This actually caught my interest, and that's how it all started. I don't like this, not one bit. Okay, hopefully I didn't aggravate a lot of bad things. When I first started this game, I made the worst mistakes possible for any player in this game, which is one, stat spread. It mainly means that you spread out your stats too much, so you could not even use uh, any good weapons, at least until you're high level enough to get a very decent one. So that's a big no-no. If ever you get a chance to play this game, I would recommend that you either go with athlete, student, and or uh, any of the production types, like farmer, scientist, uh, I forgot the other ones, but I guess I'll go back to that later once the I make an official playthrough of this game through by creating a new account. Don't get me wrong, it is not exactly wrong to create a new account in this game, but it is not that encouraged. When I when I started this game, it really I one of the few mistakes that I made was, yes, the stat spread, and also choosing soldier. Do not pick soldier unless you're absolutely willing to take the risk. Sure, soldier has a lot of stat boost benefits during the early game, but there is actually a downside to using a soldier. Mainly, the experience penalty is only 15%, which may not mean much during the early game, but in the latter part of the game, once you're like level 40 or 50-ish, you will start to it will start to hurt you. That's why using athlete, at least for me, is a lot better than going soldier, or actually haven't picked out any of the other classes, but I did actually try out at least at one point the engineer, doctor, and also engineer, doctor, and the cook. I forgot the cook. That's the class that I forgot. So, if you're more on money making, there are one of three ways. Four, I guess. I haven't exactly counted it. So, one of the most common ways for you to earn money is uh, by looting, like what I'm doing right now. The second part is for you to try out uh, to do the missions. Yes, there are a lot of looting missions, and there are several types of missions here: looting, grinding, and converse missions. And there are a hybrid of a few. I'll get to that in a moment. So, when it comes to looting missions, as uh, it is somewhat self-explanatory that you have to go into a certain highlighted area, which will be indicated as a yellow. I'll show you guys in a bit. Give me a second, please. Okay, so let's just go back to my world map really quick, like. Okay, so if you can see here that Scream Away, this is actually a mission area. You can actually go there to either uh, loot, fight bosses, or find specific people depending on the criteria of said mission. Once you're in said area, you either have to fight a certain number of infected, loot certain vehicles and or dead bodies, or in some cases you have to kill infected zombies, like what I'm doing right now, and they will be available for looting, but that's actually somewhat difficult, and you have to kill a ridiculous amount of infected in order for you to loot their bodies. And that's actually a very hard fight if you don't have enough ammo, or if you didn't bring enough friends with you, then good luck. I actually remember the first time I went on a grinding mission, it did not end well. I uh, I remember when I came back to this game around 2012, and I actually met a few good people. We started um, a clan back in the day, and I really miss the I really miss that day, to be honest. But we all have to move on at one point or another, and I'm happy to where they are right as of right now. So, now that we've covered the looting mission, um, the grinding mission, there's actually a few here that you have to grind, as in kill zombies. So there are a few examples in Sephronom Bunker where you have to kill a specific number of infected. The last one that I participated in, if I remember correctly, there you have to kill about 1,000 infected, and those are mid-tier zombies that you have to use um, a high caliber weapon just to kill them, and also uh, have a AoE weapon like my flamethrower. When it comes to grinding, I would recommend in certain missions and boss fights, there are fences or picket fence that you can actually abuse to your advantage. Because the zombies here, I'm glad that they do, that the admin have not updated the AI of the zombies here. At at least that way you can circle around them to ensure that you will not have to worry too much about getting killed. While I am simply more of a looter than a grinder. You may be wondering why I'm looting. You may have noticed that I've looted several nails and wooden planks. Those are actually high value items when it comes to the market here in the black zone, because you can't exactly there's no outpost that you can go to sell them. But you what you can do here is you can actually set up your own outpost by barricading yourself with the nails and wooden planks, because that will actually help you will actually somewhat save your life in times of crisis, and especially those times where the instant 150 aggro in this area is ridiculously outrageous. When it comes to the instant 150, you have to at least depending on what area you're in, you have to either it's up to you really on whether you will fight or run. In this area, I would recommend that if you're not that confident, to run. Do not uh, do not get caught in the middle, or in some cases, do not get cornered no matter what. Or and there's actually one trick here that I cannot mention. Uh, but yeah, um, if you are brave, then yes, go for it. You can fight these guys all on your own. I will applaud you if you survive. If you're just somewhat starting out. But if you're not that confident, I would suggest you either run, find find the closest fenced off area, and make sure you have plenty of ammo. Do not go melee in this area, because it will kill you. I mean, these infected have long arms, so they will practically kill you in one swipe. When it comes to looting, what I would prefer to do here is clear out this is actually a common thing for looters. clear out the infected in said area and then loot. But for me, I clear out one section at a time, and if I need to escape an area, at least I can escape. I can make a quick escape without having the infected to worry about, because the instant 150 on zombies here are ridiculous, and they will spawn in by twos or by three, so it really is difficult. If you're not prepared, you may want to uh, I'll just say good luck. You may have also noticed that my secondary weapon here, my TN8 flamethrower, actually has 10,000 ammunition. Since this uses fuel, of course, this is a flamethrower, uh, can really burn through my ammunition reserves really fast. So when it comes to boss fighting or clearing out the instant 150, this TNA flamethrower will clear out anything in no time. So you might have wondered also, why am I here when I keep mentioning the instant 150? Isn't that so dangerous that I'm here and all? Well, you are correct there, but I am also looking for money. Since I have looted a battle axe earlier, an armor, and some other weapons like again what I'm doing right now. This is mainly for to scrap, since another set of nails, sweet. So right after this, I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to record one more time, and I'm going to head to the high loot spot area in the black zone. The high in the in all my years in playing Dead Frontier, there are some zones here that are high loot, which is the hospital and the Setonum bunker, which we'll be heading to in just a bit. Hopefully, again, we don't encounter the instant 150 because I am not in the mood. Okay, so now that we have cleared out the entire infected in this zone, I'll go ahead and stop the video right here. Expect part 2 of this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Uh, stay safe. Always take care. Like, share, and subscribe.